Hey, Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Today we're going to do a lesson dismantling the Reincarnation doctrine, where brothers teach that try to disguise regeneration means reincarnation, where a person dies, and then their spirit or soul comes back every few generations. They just continue to repeat that cycle of dying and come back as a new, different person. So that is a irresponsible doctrine, and the Bible does not support that. So I got a couple of great precepts and sources to bring out, showing that this is a false teaching, and we're going to expose it with the truth today. So without any further ado, we're going to start off with Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27, and it says, "And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment." So this passage shows that a person dies once, then after this is judgment. So a person does not die multiple times. You have one life to live and one life to get right with the Most High, which determines they can be written in the book of life or headed to damnation in the lake of fire. Then you do not have multiple times to get it right, Lord. You have one life to get it right, and Hebrews 9:27 makes it clear. Next, we're going to go to a lot of the brothers' go-to passage, which is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Let's start at verse 4, the KJV, which says, "One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also arises, and the sun goeth down, and hastens to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It rolleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again." We're going to skip to verse 9 now. Here's the key part that they like to use, showing that people come back, they die and they constantly come back. So Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun." So I like how the New Living Translation, which is on the right, I'm translating verse 9, which says, "History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new." So I have no idea how you get a reincarnation doctrine from Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. So it's pretty much saying that history repeats itself. Let's go to verse 10 for further context. "Is there anything whereof it may be said, See, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us." So it's showing that the same events that happened in the past happen in the present time. This has nothing to do about people coming back in the past to the present time. You have wars, famines, births, deaths, marriages, divorces. Just the courses of his life repeats itself. So this has nothing to do with reincarnation. Let's look at verse 11 now. "There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after." So just saying, as time evolves, as time goes on, we forget things that happened in the past. Like this generation that was born like in the 2000s, they don't know about the floor model TVs. and the Nintendo entertainment systems that we grew up with. Or they may not know about using cassette tapes, vinyls, or 8-tracks. Because things evolve through time, so some of us may forget and be aware of things that happened in the past. It's not talking about people being reincarnated and forgetting who they were in the future. That is a big stretch in the reach. Let me read this in the NLT for more clarity. Ecclesiastes 1, verse 11 in the NLT. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. So I hope that makes it clear then. So we don't remember events or things that may have happened in the past before us, and people coming after us in the future aren't going to remember events or things that we're doing currently now then, because time passes and things evolve, and technology and advancement evolve with time then. So this section is just mainly talking about, history repeats itself, and that we forget of how times were in the past as we're living our lives today. Hope that makes it clear then. Next, let's go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Matthew 19, 27 to 28. All right, Matthew 19, 27, this is the KJV. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have, therefore? And the Messiah said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So here, brothers try to pick the word out on regeneration out this passage, show that he's talking about reincarnation. And this passage has nothing to do with reincarnation, where a person dies and come back as another person. This is more of a resurrection event, where the Most High is going to raise up the righteous and wicked from their graves, and letting us know where their destinations is. This is a end time event. This has nothing to do with reincarnation. So let me read that part again about the regeneration. And the Messiah said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory. So another thing I catch is this, those that follow me in the regeneration. So reincarnation doctrine, I believe the brothers teach that whether you live the righteous or wicked life, you'll come back. This is Messiah talking about those that follow me. So the righteous will participate in the regeneration when the road is made new. Let me pull it up from the NLT for more clarity. Matthew 19:28 NLT. And the Messiah replied, I assure you that when the road is made new and the Son of Man sits upon his glorious throne, you who have been my followers will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So this talk about the regeneration of the world, where the Lord's going to make new heavens and a new earth. Let's pull up Revelation 21:1 real quick, shall we? Revelation 21:1, KJV. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So this is what the Messiah is talking about, this one event where he's going to come back and create a beautiful, marvelous new heaven and a new earth. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15:52 for more context about this regeneration event. 1 Corinthians 15:52. Let me start at verse 51. 1 Corinthians 15:51 KJV. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So this is what the Lord was talking about Yahushua was talking about in Matthew 19:28, when the world's going to be made new and the righteous are going to be resurrected with their bodies going to be changed from corruptible to incorruptible. So that is the proper understanding of Matthew 19:20. That is not a passage she used to, this has nothing to do with reincarnation. When you examine this passage with understanding, this has nothing to do with reincarnation. Regeneration is the renewal when the Most High is going to make everything brand new, righteous, and pure again, and restore this earth. Next, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. And we're going to look into try to get a good understanding of what actually takes place when a person takes their last breath and gives up the ghost. So Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7 says, Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So a lot of people like to use this passage and say, see, the spirit goes back to the Most High, then he sends it down to it, then another person a couple of generations later recycles that spirit and lives a life through another person. That is absolutely false. I want to show you that there's more components to a person than just the body and the spirit. Y'all missing the third component, which is the soul. And nowhere does it say, there's no passage either showing what happens to the spirit after it returns to the Most High. So as far as the Bible, what you can prove, the spirit that you give up remains with the Most High until he comes back to resurrect you from life. There's no passage showing that the spirit comes back down and lives life to another person. Then you cannot prove that with scriptures anywhere. Let's look at Josephus, if I may. If I can find it. All right, this is Josephus. We're going to look at chapter 1, part 2, his creation account. So this is, I'm starting at part 2. Moreover, Moses, after the seventh day was over, begins to talk philosophically and concerning the formation of man, says thus that God took dust from the ground and formed man, and inserted in him a spirit and a soul. This man was called Adam, which in the Hebrew tongue signifies one that is red, because he was formed out of red earth compounded together. For that kind is virgin and true earth. So Josephus gives us an important information here showing that the Most High formed Adam out of the ground and inserted into him a spirit and a soul. So we know that the spirit goes back to the Most High, but what about the soul then? So for a person to be reincarnated and come back as another person in life, wouldn't the soul have to come back to surface also? So that is a very important key component. And we want to check out the reference to this. So it says in this reference note, We may observe here that Josephus supposed man to be compounded of spirit, soul, and body, with St. Paul, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, and the rest of the ancients. So let's look at that in reference it gives us, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, to see what it says. First 1 Thessalonians 5:23, which says, "And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, God, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach." So the Apostle Paul, he agrees with Josephus that a person is made of three components, which is the spirit, soul, and body then. So he validates Josephus that when the Most High created Adam, he inserted into him a spirit and a soul. So when a person is reincarnated, does the soul come back to another person? Is that possible or is it not possible? Think about it. Well, according to the scriptures, the soul was in a holding place called Sheol. Let's look at Psalm 16, verse 10. Psalm 16:10. "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption." So this is the prophecy of the Messiah when the Lord was going to resurrect him after 3 days and 3 nights in the in the heart of the earth. That he would not leave his soul in hell or Sheol. All right, let's look at Psalm 16:10 in the Amplified Bible, shall we? All right, Psalm 16:10, New King James, "For you not leave my soul in Sheol." So a lot of these translations shows that Sheol was not the grave, it's the underworld. So the Amplified Bible gives clarity on it. Psalm 16:10 in the Amplified Bible. "For you will not abandon me to Sheol." And it got in parentheses, "the netherworld, the place of the dead, nor will you allow your Holy One to undergo decay." So when it's talking about hell, I think it's the regular standard King James version. It's not talking about the grave, but it's talking about the netherworld, the underworld, the place of the dead. So keep that in mind. And the souls cannot easily leave the hell or the place of the dead and jump into a new body every few generations. It does not work like that. Next, we're going to go to 2 Esdras chapter 4 to learn more about hell/Sheol according to the biblical understanding. So we're going to start at 2 Esdras chapter 4, verse 34. Or Slaki, we're going to start at verse 33. So this conversation Esdras having with the angel. So it says, "And I answered, where and when will these things be? Why are our years few and evil?" He answered, "Don't be in greater hurry than the Most High. You hurry only for yourself, but the Most High will be half on many." Then the souls of the just in their resting places asked about these things, saying, "How long are we to remain here? And when will the harvest of our reward come?" So why is it called resting places then? So that means you're going to be there. Their souls are going to be in a place for a while. So this is not talking about the grave where you put somebody in a cave or 6 feet in the ground. This is talking about talking about Sheol, or the never world, like it says in the Amplified Bible. Then Jeremiel the angel answered them, when the number of those like you is complete, for the Most High has weighed the world in a balance, and measured the times by measure, and numbered the times by number, and he won't move or arouse himself until the prescribed measure is fulfilled. I answered, Supreme Lord, we are all full of impiety. Is it perhaps because of us and because of the sins of those who have lived on earth that the harvest of the just is delayed? He answered me, go ask a pregnant woman whether her womb can keep the baby inside her when she has completed her 9 months. I said, it can't, Lord. He said to me, the underworld and the resting places of the souls are like the womb. As the one who gives birth hastens to the escape the distress of giving birth, and so these also hasten to get back those things that were entrusted to them from the beginning. Then you will be shown the things you want to see. So I like to use, and this is the CEB translation of the Apocrypha, Contemporary English Bible translation, because I like how it worded it, where it uses the terms the underworld and resting places of the souls are like the womb, so it gives more detail compared to the King James, so you get a better understanding of this passage. And the footnote for that is inferno in Latin. So when you die, your spirit goes, which is the life-giving breath, goes back to the Most High. Your body goes in the grave, and your soul goes into Sheol, and it's held there till the Lord resurrects you from the dead. Brings it back, which is going to be at the end times then. So there is no reincarnation going on, according to the Bible. Now for more clarity, let's look at, let's go to chapter 7. 2nd Esdras 4. We're going to go to 2nd Esdras chapter 7. Okay, Common English Bible. Slocky. This is Common English Bible. 2nd Esdras chapter 7, verse 32. So it says, make it a little bigger. The earth will give back those who sleep, and the dust will give back in silence those who dwell in it. So you see the difference. So the earth will give back those who sleep, and the dust will give back those who dwell in it. And the resting places will give back the souls that have been entrusted to them. The Most High will be revealed on the throne of judgment, and mercy will pass away. Patience will be withdrawn, and only judgment will remain. Truth will arise, faith will recover strength, and works will have their consequences. Reward will come out, righteous deeds will awake, and unrighteous deeds won't sleep. The lake of torment will appear, and across from it will be the place of rest. Hell's furnace will be displayed, and across from its delightful paradise. So, and this is another example of Sheol, where your soul was resting in Sheol or hell, and that your soul is not being reincarnated, going from body to body to a new person every few generations. It's being held in Sheol till the Most High releases it at the end time. Hope that makes sense to you. So the earth will, verse 32, the earth will give back those who sleep, and the dust will give back in silence those who dwell in it, and the resting places will give back the souls that have been entrusted to them. And the Most High will be revealed on the throne of judgment, and mercy will pass away, patience will be withdrawn, and only the judgment will remain. So this is a one-time event. This is not a reoccurring event. The Bible teaches resurrection, not reincarnation, family. Resurrection and not reincarnation. Next, I want to go to Josephus and share with you what he has to say. This is Josephus, Discourse to the Greeks concerning Hades, and we're going to go to part 5 where he dismantles the Reincarnation doctrine. He literally does. So Josephus, Discourse to the Greeks concerning Hades, part 5. Listen to what it says. Check this out. This is the discourse concerning Hades, wherein the souls of all men are confined unto a proper season, which the Most High hath determined, when he will make a resurrection of all men from the dead, not procuring a transmigration of the souls from one body to another. So did you catch that? So he put away any rumors or thoughts of reincarnation. He made it clear that there is no procuring of transmigration of souls from one body to another. So there is no transmigration or regeneration that goes on with a person after they pass away. You lived your life and you gotta lay in your resting place till the Lord resurrects you and give you your judgment. You don't come back and live another life to another person. So the Josephus makes it clear, no procuring the transmigration of souls from one body to another, but raising again those very bodies, which the Greeks seem to be dissolved, do not believe their resurrection. But learn not to believe it, for while you believe that the soul is created, and yet is made immortal by the Most High, according to the doctrine of Plato, and this in time, be not incredulous, which means be not unbelieving, but believe that the Most High is able, when he have raised to life that body, which was made as a compound of the same elements, to make it immortal. For it must never be said of the Most High that he is able to do some things and unable to do others. We have therefore believed that the body will be raised again, for although it be dissolved, it does not perish. For the earth receives its remains and preserves them, and while they are like a seed and are mixed among the more fruitful soil, they flourish, and what is sown is indeed sown bare grain. But at the mighty sound of the Most High, the Creator, it will sprout up and be raised in a clothed and glorious condition, though not before it has been dissolved and mixed with the earth, so that we have not rashly believed the resurrection of the body. For although it be dissolved for a time on account of original transgression, it exists still, and is cast into the earth as into a potter's furnace, in order to be formed again, not in order to rise again such as it was before, but in a state of purity, and as so as never to he destroy any more. And to everybody shall his own soul be restored. So did you guys see that? And to everybody shall his own soul be restored. You cannot teach that with a reincarnation doctrine where a person's spirit jumps from body to body. And in the history of spirit can have like 20 bodies. No. Everybody has his own spirit, and so the Most High does not recycle spirits. And Josephus makes it clear. And everybody shall his own soul be restored. And when it hath clothed itself with that body, it will not be subject to misery, but being itself pure, it will continue with its pure body and rejoice with it, with which it hath walked righteously now in this world, and never having had it as a snare. It will receive it again with great gladness. But as for the unjust, they will receive their bodies not changed, not freed from diseases or distempers, nor made glorious, but with the same diseases wherein they died, and such as they were in their unbelief, the same shall they be when they shall be faithfully judged. So the righteous are going to be changed and have new and glorious bodies, and the wicked are going to wake up with the same illness and conditions that they died with. So that's what Josephus has to say about, he puts to bed that reincarnation doctrine. Josephus, the Israelite historian that was on the ground when Israel was a nation and had a temple in Jerusalem. He makes it clear. Last, I want to finish with John 5:28, I believe it is. Okay, or Slocky, we'll start at John 5, verse 25 then. The title, The Two Resurrections. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all the graves shall hear his voice, and shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. Don't this sound similar to what we read in Josephus? This is the words of the Messiah, is in red. So what Josephus and the Messiah says aligns of each other. So verse 29, so and they shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. And let me read the NLT verse here, how they worded John 5:29 NLT. And they will rise again. Those who have done good will rise to experience eternal life. And those who have continued in evil will rise to experience judgment. All right, back to the KJV, verse 30. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me. So I am praying and hope this lesson is edifying, that the Bible teaches about resurrection and not reincarnation. There is no clear passages in the Bible. We looked at Ecclesiastes 1. We looked at Matthew 19. There is no clear passages that show that reincarnation exists. Now, there may be passages in the New Testament that where the people were suggesting, like John 9, people like to use that, saying, was this person blind because of the sins he, because of what he might have done in the past, because of his parents? But that does not clarify reincarnation still, because just because one might have thought or suggested does not mean that reincarnation happens. You got to show clear, concrete proof that that is of the Bible. And one question is, how does the soul come out of hell to appear in another person when it's in a holding when it's trapped in a holding resting place? So it's impossible for the Bible to teach or promote a reincarnation doctrine. Well, I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. We got to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the Savior of Israel. This is Brother Mikael. Shalom.